bizarre that everybody's losing their job. The next, the Matt Lauer, he just lost a $28 million a year job.
Good God. Who's next?
And apparently, he was a very in Italian depraved soul. I mean, he had sex toys. He had a button a la James Bond under his desk that would lock his door.
Yeah. And keep the women in.
Everything.
Yeah. And he's had a history with his co-hosts at the Today Show, including Ann Curry, who cried on the air because Matt treated her so badly. But Jeff Zucker, the president of NBC for years, and the executive producer of the Today Show, said this is not the Matt Lauer I know. But
well, a lot of people who because everybody's got two-faced. I think when Marv Albert thing happened to him,
good point.
They found him in panties and a bra, and he was biting a girl. Nobody thought that he was that type of guy, but it's all coming out now. I mean, there's another story that's coming out from Bette Midler that she did an interview with Geraldo Rivera a long time ago. I think it was in the 70s. And he pushed everybody out of the room where they were going to interview her, and he pushed her against the wall and put some poppers in her nose. Poppers, I guess there's something that have to do with sex.
Yeah, they're kind of a little rush. You snap them. They're made of glass. You snap them under your nose.
I knew you would know because you're the pharmacist.
I have done. I've done poppers before. Yes, I admit it.
So I knew for sure that you would know.
That was a setup, John. That was a setup.
What's that, Billy?
That was a setup by Frankie.
Hit it right out of the park.
I put that there and boom, he snapped it up.
If anyone would know, it's me.
All I'm saying is it's mind-boggling the shit that's coming out right now. Mind-boggling.
Right, and not only did they the poppers on Bet, but I think Geraldo and he was big back then, right? He was huge. Grabbed him.
Yeah, well, he was very hot on television.
Yeah.
He had all these conspiracy theories, and he was digging tunnels in Chicago.
Oh,
and
Al Capone, yeah, sure.
Al Capone and.
What did he find there?
Doing that.
Couple of empty wine bottles.
And then he became a sleazebag host, like all of those. That's when Phil Downing said, "Fuck that! I ain't gonna.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stoop myself that low and be part of that."
Yeah, good point.
But when Phil Donahue had one competitor, Sally J. Raphael, I think, who looked like him, right? And anyways, so it's all coming out. And the bizarre thing here is, all of these things are coming out, yet the president's still president. And
I don't know.
He has the same accusations. What is he? 88. The congressman that they're telling him to leave, and he's in a hospital now because he's going. He's taking it really bad, and
he's stressed out. Right? He's stressed out in Detroit. Conyers is in.
He's stressed out because of what he was doing. I mean, it's irrefutable. It's irrefutable because they were paying people off. Yeah. Shut up. Keep them quiet.
Yeah, and
with taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
With taxpayers' money. So, and there's more stories coming out of with Al Franken. I mean, I don't know if the veracity is there, but there's more stories coming out about him.
But I think the feeling in the media and some of the people I've talked to, and Frank, you're more involved, I'm sure, is lay off Al Franken. Just take a step back. It's not. I mean, he took a gazillion selfies and pictures with people. He's famous. He was great on Saturday Night Live. They're telling people to lay off him a bit. I don't know why. Maybe you.
Why are they telling him to lay off?
Just because. I mean, it's not. It's not as bad as it looks. I mean, sure, he did it, and he admitted to it. And maybe the pictures he took in the in the plane when he was going to serve the troops. It's just not as evil as the Weinstein, Charlie Rose.
So bad. I mean, I don't think anything is worse. One is worse than the other.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess this purging of morality has been coming a long time. I think that women have had fucking enough to be manipulated and being petrified of losing their job to these fucking predators.
It's power, for sure. I mean, you look at this, Kevin Spacey, Steven Seagal, Bill Cosby, the list it just keeps going, and it's pretty sad, and it'll keep going.
This thing is going to be, not saying a witch hunt, but this is going to be top of the news for quite some time, and rightfully so.
I think it's going to be around for a long time until they finish purging everything. I mean, one by one by one. I mean, I was reading that this guy who was molesting his nieces or a family member for many years, they gave him 1,000 years in prison.
Yeah.
Good.
So it doesn't look good that he's going to get out. So I think they're trying to send a message that they will not allow people to do this kind of stuff to people anymore.
Yeah. Can you imagine the dirt they must have had on Matt Lauer to actually force out one of the number one guy in the
bag they found a bag of sex toys.
right, but he's the number one face of the network. You know,
but you got to realize.
Oh, he's guilty.
And exactly what you're saying, John.
Yeah.
They gave him big latitude, like they did to Ghomeshi, Ian Ghomeshi, because he was a big face.
Yeah.
But the innuendos and the rumors were all over the place, and then it finally came out.
Yeah. No.
Did they find the
It finally
sex
came
toys?
out. The evidence was there. You know, and it's like bursting a fucking blister.
Mm-hmm.
Where did they find the sex toys, Frank?
They found a bag in his office.
Oh, in his office, yeah. Oh, that's a good point.
And they found there was a button underneath that he had installed that, he could lock the door.
That's right.
Bizarre.
Who installs that?
You know, yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's bizarre.
His office was like the Roach Motel. You could check in, but you can't check out.
Yeah. Well, Hotel California.
Yeah. Yeah.
Accountable. It's accountable.
But you see this guy. He reminded me of Stanley Tucci, the actor. I used to get them confused when I used to see Matt Lauer or Stanley Tucci. They look very similar.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not that it means anything. Who gives a fuck? But that's.
Yeah.
I just he reminded me of him. But I always thought that he was quite credible in his journalistic approach to interviews or reporting the news. And that's a big one. Can you imagine gambling $28 million a year paycheck to be a sleazeball?
Well, I can't imagine. And the fact that he's hired one of the top U.S. New York PR firms, he's going to aggressively deny it, like surreptitiously. He's not denying it. I feel badly if I've hurt anybody, but some of the things that are said about me are not true. And that's been his response so far.
Well, then we'll have to see, because, you're innocent until proven guilty, and every dog has his day. And I mean, if he goes through that approach, then there's a little bit of respectability. You know? If he's telling the truth, he should defend himself. If he's not, he's in trouble. But again, you got all of these people. You got Kevin Spacey. You got all these people who have lost their careers and credibility, and the President of the United States is completely unscathed with 16 to 17 allegations, credible allegations.